welcome back to the Real Estate 401k show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein. That's Justin Frederick, not prepared and not ready. Just
it's Mike jumping into it, you know.
Dude, I'm the Aaron Rodgers of podcast hosting.
Boy.
I try to catch you before you can totally get off the field and get clear.
I think he's slacking on that this year a little bit.
He's slacking on everything.
Everything.
That dude sucks.
But how about those Dolphins coming back around? Mike's got to be happy.
I'm very happy.
Good for you.
Screw you both.
Yeah. Okay, and that's Ryan Gerdes over there, my business partner. First of all, you're going to want to text the word story to 623-AZ-RECON. Every Friday, we share stories about people who listen to the podcast, people that we're helping, and kind of give you a little bit of insight into what we do. And I was thinking about you, Ryan. This was last week when the Dolphins opened up a can of whoop ass on the Patriots.
Okay.
And it just, because, dude, for a decade and a half, dude, it was me on the other side, just freaking every freaking year.
Yeah, but
2 decades.
Nobody feels bad for you.
Twice a year, watching Brady
ass
just
kicking.
Oh my gosh, with that
Just
type of
torch you guys.
Oh, I mean, I remember watching games where the Dolphins are up by 3 touchdowns, and you knew
that meant nothing.
and that's what you knew. You knew
Mike was in his basement. I know what's going to happen.
No,
here.
I was just the opposite. I'm like, oh crap, it's only 21 points. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, so it feels good. Thank you,
Yeah,
Justin.
I'm happy for you.
All right, story time. Yes, we love to tell stories about our listeners, the people that text into the show, people that want to be part of our world of building wealth in real estate. And again, we'd love to have that conversation with you and discover how we can include you into our story time. All you got to do is text the word story to 623-AZ-RECON. That's story to 623-AZ-RECON. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right.
Hit it.
I got the coolest damn story this week, guys.
All right.
I just did this today, actually. Had a previous client who happened to be friends with my mom. Reached out to me. Her son is dying of cancer. He's 57 years old.
So far, this ain't that cool, man.
No, it's
I've got the greatest story ever. My mom's friends dying of cancer.
his last wish was to ride a horse.
Oh my gosh, how cool is
shit.
that?
Cool.
And my mom called me and asked me to let him saddle up the horse and just kind of go from there. And he came over this morning. He was, you could see the energy coming out of him. The last time he had ridden a horse was when he was 12 years old. Ever since then, he's dressed like a cowboy, tried to act like a cowboy, you know. And so
That's amazing, man.
It was really cool to see. Let him ride my horse, Georgie, which is you can look into some horses' eyes and they just have this calming spirit to them, you know. And some horses are crazy, but Georgie's just got this spirit to her and like a motherly spirit. And he just melted into her, and the motions were just through the roof. It was awesome. So the energy he had while saddling her up and brushing her, you would have never thought he was sick. And we put her up on her, and he got to ride her around for about 3 minutes. Not very long, but he just faded really quickly after being on the horse, and he just sat down in the horse stalls and watched a little bit, and it was really cool. And I had my daughter there helping him through all this, and I think that was the coolest part for me, is just to see the joy that and to see the joy that she got from it, and that learning piece that she got from this whole thing on like helping somebody else out. It was awesome, and I will never forget this. I think it was, you know, one of the top experiences of my life, and just to be able to do this for him and have the horses, you know, it was really cool, really cool.
You're a good dude, you know.
Oh, I mean, I think anybody would do it.
Well, I know, but you did.
I loved it, though.
You can't.
I loved it.
You can't manufacture an opportunity for your child to experience that.
No,
You know.
no, and thank you to West USA allowing me to cancel a class this morning to do that. It was cool. It was cool.
Cool, man.
Well, I'm very thankful that I don't have to follow that one. So, Ryan, to you.
All right. Well, so then that wasn't a real estate related story, so I'm not going to tell a real estate related story. But I did invent something last night that I think is going to, number one, it's probably going to break social media once it catches on. And number two, everybody that flies on an airplane is going to be doing it from here on out because it made time pass so fast. So my wife is not big onto flying. She has to have a little bit of liquid courage and whatnot. She had a bad experience on one of these flights, and it's just kind of giving her some PTSD when it comes to flying. So what I did is I took one of my AirPods and I gave her one, and then we would play songs, and you had to lip sync the hell out of it.
That's cool. That's cool.
So like I woke up this morning feeling like I just got done like with a rock show, you know what I mean? Because for an hour and a half or whatever, we're just sitting there, we're belting it out, we're just giving it our all, and it was hilarious. So I have a feeling that we're gonna start seeing whatever on the TikTok and social medias and whatnot, that there's gonna be people that are on the plane and you're just like in your own little zone, right?
Sure.
And no one knows what song you're singing except for the two of you.
Well, that would be a great maybe party game where you have everybody around on the couch and the first person to guess what song you're singing.
Ooh.
That would
like
actually
charades.
be fun.
AirPod lip syncing.
Yeah.
You know? Like there's so many things you can do with it. And so
Well, fortunately,
that's
we
what I
have
invented.
fortunately we have the opportunity to go to GoDaddy and reserve that URL before this episode goes live.
Sure.
Right?
I want to get that IP on there.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So apparently, I didn't get the memo. I was out working.
Oh, hey, I had to go to Vegas.
Dumbass, man. So I love these stories because it's a great lesson when you're just in sales and what we do in our industry. We are beholden to a person's timetable, and we can't move up a timetable or whatever the case is. And I can't tell you how many clients that we help get into an investment property or a home that we've just been in communication with for 2 to 3 years and keeping that education and keeping these episodes going and helping them understand. So we had a couple, I think I first sat down with them. It had to be 3 years ago, Ryan, because you and I have been doing this for 5 years. Took them out, young couple, took them out to happy hour. They have a place, and really just looking for strategies and so forth. And so they have their own philosophies and so forth. So last week, and just out of flipping nowhere, and it was last week because last week we didn't release anything because of Thanksgiving. He's like, yeah, we want to go see this property. And I'm like, sometimes it just caught me off guard. I'm like, dude, you've never wanted to go see a property, right? So we go up there. The property's up in New River. And so it has been a long time since I've kind of been in the back roads of New River.
Did you take your wife's Mercedes back?
No, I took my son's Subaru Outback. Even better, right? And so, first of all, the good news about New River in this area, they've got their own Filibertos now, so it was awesome. So on the way back,
I knew that this was going to go that direction.
Never had food involved.
Number 20. But anyway, so
number 20.
Yeah, and so the story that I wanted to share is just how bizarre this house was. I am telling you, I know, Ryan, you have showed thousands of homes, and I've showed thousands of homes, and I can tell you, this is one of the most interesting homes that you'd ever. It looked like it should be in a Western, and it just had all of this wood decor around the house that was needed to be replaced. I'm like, you're not going to be able to get covered for fire with this stuff attached to the house. But you walk in, and I've never seen this in a house in the living room. Right when you walk in is an above ground fish pond on the inside.
Above ground fish pond.
Yeah. It was painted just the reds and the purples. And finally, to the point, my clients are like, dude, I feel like I'm just walked into a Mexican restaurant. I'm like, that's a business opportunity for this.
Right.
It's exactly. And then one of the bedrooms, this was actually really cool. One of the biggest and coolest bird cages that you'd ever seen. The house probably hadn't been swept in 5 years.
Gross.
Bird feathers and just this and that and everywhere. Everywhere you went, it was bizarre. But the kitchen, because you guys know I got a wet bar downstairs in the basement. And so when my youngest moves out, we're redoing that. The entire countertops was copper. And I'm like,
Cool.
I'm like, this is cool. But it was funny because, it's going to take a unique buyer. And you walk in and most people would be like, oh my God, this thing's a piece of crap. It's falling apart, da, 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 da. But you could see the potential and the views. It was
New
second
River's
to
had
none.
some pretty cool
Absolutely.
views.
Oh my gosh. So it was one of the bizarrest houses I've ever seen. Multiple ponds outside.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. So anyway, so we're working on a strategy. They recognize that, it's probably a $200,000 project, really about $200,000. And they're like, all right, we're going to wait it out. We'll wait for a couple weeks. If somebody swoops in and buys it, no harm, no foul. But when it gets to be 14, 21 days on market and they start dropping the house, the price of the house, bam.
Renovation loan.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
There you go.
Damn. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's story time.
Get it? Yeah.
All right, Ryan, it's Friday, buddy.
It's Friday. It's my turn. And so the weather's nice now. We're always looking for reasons to go outside. And I am a supporter of the Second Amendment, and so I've been raised around guns my entire life, and I love going out and doing target shooting and trap shooting and or if you have to zero in your rifle, it's just it's more fun to go outside and do it now. And I know Ben Avery is nice and Shooter's World is nice, but it's I like to kind of go out where no one else is.
Where somebody parked an old car out there, and shoot at it.
And
right?
so I have my spots.
That's what I like.
Yeah, or an expired propane tank,
right? Or refrigerator, or whatever's
Let's
out
go
there.
blow shit up, like we're dudes.
Yeah.
So I've got my spots, and I Justin, I know you do too. Mike, I think I've put more rounds through your firearms than you have. So
I have used them before a couple times. My favorite shooting spot, I can't tell you what mile marker it is, but we went one time. It's off the Beeline Highway, one of those spots, and it was one of the coolest shooting experiences I had because back in the day, I was a talk show host at 92.3 KTAR, and just a bunch of us talk show hosts went out one morning. We all brought our guns. And did this thing. One of the coolest things is we found a bowling ball pin, and so we all shot the shit out of that bowling, and then all signed it. So it's on my bookshelf at home.
I love that.
But then I can't remember the name. I think is it Talonride, the explosive stuff. I don't know, something like that.
Tanzanite.
Yeah.
Something like that. So someone brought that.
Cool.
And packed something, man, and that goes boom.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I know what you're talking about. It's either Sycamore or the Mesquite Wash.
One of those.
And so I got a quick story about that. We went hunting out there, me and my brother-in-law, and I was running the base of this finger, and he was running the ridge, and he goes, Ryan, and I go, what? And he goes, get over here, and I go, fucking shoot it, man, And he's like, I don't think I should. He was getting stalked by a mountain lion.
Oh shit!
I get up there and I see the ears and I see the tail, and I was like, oh shit. And there was after a huge rain, so there was actually water in the wash, and so we just played leapfrog over to the river, and it followed us all the way over there until we swam across the river.
Wow.
Yeah, it was intense.
That's cool. I've never seen a mountain lion.
I'm not familiar with very limited shooting. I do so so forgive me for my dumbassery, but so if I'm out there and I'm getting stalked by a mountain lion in Arizona, can I shoot it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know.
I mean, we don't want to, and so we didn't. We were able to get away from it, and I mean, it could have. But if it would have pounced on us, oh yeah, I'd have unloaded on it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you
I mean,
You don't
need-
wanna-
You need a tag,
Yeah.
you know, like. But
if your life is in danger,
a bear or
absolutely.
a mountain lion or anything like that, yeah. If it's trying to hurt you,
And honestly, I wouldn't care what the laws are if you felt threatened.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
where's your spot, brother?
All right, so I really miss back in the, when I was in high school, I used to go just north of Happy Valley on 59th Avenue. It was great. 51st Avenue, right up against the mountain there. It's
Now
now
that's the one-
Stetson Hills.
Yeah.
It's so sad that we have to drive so damn far to go shooting. But I had west past Lake Pleasant on Carefree Highway, about 10 miles, and there's a couple little gates that you can go down in there. That's where we go. Last time I went by there, they had it all locked up. I think it was a fluke though. So we ended up going down to Congress
Oh, shit.
and shooting out there. But yeah, there's just nothing better than desert shooting for me. I mean, you can be out there all day long. You bring a lunch. You have just
Now we're talking.
bringing some cool stuff to blow up.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'll take 2-liter bottles out there. We'll take cool items to shoot. And obviously, we pick it up and take it home. A lot of times, we're picking up other people's stuff. But,
Sure, you gotta
Sure.
leave it better
it's
than
always
you
cool
found
when
it.
you can find like an old car out there.
Listen, I'm not into shooting that much or camping or whatever, but don't leave your freaking shit laying around, dude.
No.
Pick up your trash, man.
Pick up your shells. It's trash.
Yeah, pick up your brass. Yep. So I've been going to the same spot just before the quarry on Table Mesa Road,
Okay.
and I love it because you can easily shoot down into the valley, and you don't have to worry about it, peppering anybody or anything like that. The roads are pretty easy to get back there, so if you don't have 4-wheel drive, it's not a big deal. But yeah, that's you get off the I-17 and Table Mesa Road. It's probably the closest place to shoot
Sure.
anymore. But I have a feeling that in the near future that's going to go away, and you're going to have to go past New River, or sorry, past Black Canyon City and whatnot. But yeah, we go right there off of Table Mesa Road, and take the dirt road for a couple of miles, and it's beautiful, and especially after a good rain,
Yeah.
you can get some water down there, and just peel off rounds all day long.
Love it.
So that's my spot.
All right. So sometimes when we do this this segment every Friday, it's really hard to tie in real estate into this. So if you just want to go drink beer and bourbon and just swap stories with us, go ahead and text the word story to 623-AZ-RECON. That's story to 623-AZ-RECON because, dude, we love doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do.
We're fun.